スポンジケーキ。
キュロス様、さっきからお菓子ばかり。
そういうマリーこそ農作物ばかりだぞ。
だって野菜は早く大きく育つから経済的だし、いろんな料理に使えて美味しくて。
マリーらしいな。
もう
悪い悪い、許せ。ほら、次は木だぞ。
All right, my friends, today we're talking about Betrothed to My Ex. This was episode number 3, and I still think it's the worst name in all of anime. Not because it's super duper long like a lot of the other anime, but because it just makes no sense because she was not really, or he was not really her sister's ex. Anyways, I digress. Halfway through the episode, I was 100% ready to come on and say that this is cute and boring. And a part of that is still true. I think it's slow and it can get a little boring. And, you know, for a lot of folks, it's the cuteness and the adorableness of this show has to do a lot of the heavy lifting. And for some, 'cause I've recently seen a trend on TikTok where people post like their favorite anime. So for some, I can see that a lot. Sometimes a certain thing, like it being cute or being like really aesthetic, or like when they do a thing, but doesn't really translate into like really good at entertaining. It's like, you know, like this one is cute and adorable. It's fun, it's cutesy, and sometimes that can propel something to a different level than it actually is. Now, but here's the thing: is the second half of the episode. So the first half was, you know, she's getting acclimated and she's dealing with Mio, and you know, she is exploring the castle with the girlish like, and when I say girlish, like little girl, like girlish like wonder, and you know, she's getting excited about things. A little bit boring, but regardless, it was really cute. But the second half of the episode started more of her turmoil, right? She continues that wonder into the garden, and because of her prior role in her prior family, she was, you know, kind of a one person does it all, right? She was kind of like a jack of all trades, to where she was doing gardening and stuff. So although she thinks of herself like a blank slate, like I have no hobbies, I have no personality, really she has a lot, because she was this jack of all trades. She was the maid, the cleaner, the vegetable grower, the dinner preparer, the cook, the cleaner, the maid, everything. She was all of these things. She actually does have interest, right? She's interested in a lot of different countries, and she's interested in different cultures and history, and she's interested in the way things are made, and she's interested in different variety of things, and she's interested in, you know, farming and agriculture, and so she is multifaceted, but she doesn't quite realize that herself. So she tries to explore it this episode, but because of bitch 1 and bitch 2, which are the two maids, that she's allowing to happen to kind of get bullied, is she's having a sour experience because she's not allowed to explore those things that she's interested in. Obviously, at the end of the episode, Kyros basically let her know, if you're not happy with something, even if somebody's treating you good but not right, you don't need to be okay with that, right? Someone could be treating you in the umbrella of good, but you don't like the way that it comes off. You cannot be happy with that. So you let her know. So that's kind of the first interesting part that happened in the second half of the episode. And this the major crux of my enjoyment came between at night she goes and, you know, she can't sleep or whatever, so she seeks out something and she finds Kyros instead, and she shares a meal and they're able to share time with together, and she plays the word game and they find out a little bit of what each other like, and it's cute, and Mio calls them for not needing to have anything else sweet in the room because they're the sweetest, and it was just it was that cute adorableness that I'm talking about, but it was fun and entertaining too. And you really saw their relationship grow as they kind of became closer, and they're very similar, and it was just really, really enjoyable to watch and see. And it was a really cute interaction between the two. So I actually really loved that quite a bit. And I think that for me really saved the episode. I've been kind of like, you know, kind of going like, I think this is not really good. Oh, it's actually pretty good. That's not really good. It's okay. You know, I've been doing this roller coaster of emotions with Betrothed to My Ex. But like, I think if it can kind of keep Kyros and her together and in more scenes, and I think if it can focus more on them, I think the show will be really good. But if we end up having individualisticness and she has to deal with her own turmoil, and it's about her growth and about her becoming a person. It on paper it sounds good, but like it can actually end up being really boring. So we'll see on what ends up happening, but we'll find out next week with episode 4, as she's probably gonna take on. There's looks like, based on the not the ED, but based on like the ending trailer, it looks like there's gonna be some turmoil that happens. So we'll see what ends up happening next week. But overall, still a good show. It has a glint, like a little glisten of a gem potentially this season. But it's like we haven't unpolished the diamond yet. It's just like we have a rock and we've kind of got like a little corner, and we're like, oh shit, like this. Is that a little glint? Is that a little shimmer there? Is this a nice stone? We haven't uncovered the whole thing yet, and we could end up with just an old brown rock, or it could be a diamond in the rough. I don't know yet, so we'll see. But regardless, my friends, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you hit me with a like before you guys leave. Help me grow the channel by subscribing if you're not subscribed already, and of course, I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.